Hi and welcome to this week's waffle. There's going to be news, not much, a little piece from me, a little waffle, and of course this week's shout out. Link for the shout out will be below the video, as will some other links, and the reason for them will become obvious in a sec. I thought I'd give you a different view today. Turned it round a bit, and you can see behind me the map in which we pin our various donders around Scotland. From previous videos you've seen I've got world maps and a UK map. That's really all part of my radio hobby, but you're looking the other way today, and let's get going. So to start with, it's a little bit with the holiday season coming up. I want to give a shout out for two helplines in the UK. The first one is the Samaritans. Their number is 116 123. And the second one, known as C.A.L.M, or the Campaign Against Living Miserably, their number is 0800 58 58 58. Two organisations which can give help to those that are on their own in the upcoming holiday periods. Don't be alone this holiday. If you need them, use the helplines. Moving on. What's the news with Desmond? Well, he's all back together, and the polyfuse is in. Everything's holding a charge, etc, etc, etc. So it waits the next Donda to see whether everything is fixed or not. There'll be something else. There always is. So, what's this waffle going to be about? I mentioned it partly last week to somebody in the chat, and it could be titled Crossing the Line. And we were on an American base with an Nimrod, and we were doing a display, and because of the nature of what was going on, and etc, where they wanted the aircraft for doing the display, we were parked in the middle of nowhere at the far extents of the airfield and no facilities. Not a problem, we've got big aircraft with toilets on board and cooking facilities, blah blah blah. But of course it went off to do a display, and the display was local and it was going to be gone quite a while, and of course once it starts crewing up, they said, you know, wherever, we can't use them. And of course as ground crew we don't particularly like using the facilities, because guess who gets to clean them up? Yeah, us. So anyway, to continue it on, the Nimrod went off, and a couple of us decided we needed to go, and there's no bushes or trees or anything to hide behind, but nearby was a nearby hangar. Hangars have facilities. Let's cross over there and use the toilets. They're all in the same place, and blah blah blah. So off we went, two of us, and our need was such that by the end of it we were running. We ran into the toilets and carried out what we were there for. Mid-flow, as it were, there's the noise behind us of a ratcheting mechanism on a weapon. And a big shout. Put your hands in the air and turn around. Nonplussed for a second, we then both said, we need to finish. And so we finished the business, put our hands in the air and tidied up, turned around, and were confronted by a rather large pair of American military policemen. One with a pistol aimed at me, and another with a rifle pointed in our general direction. Yeah, we had crossed a line. We had, on the American bases, there's all sorts of coloured lines painted for various indications. Of course, in a hurry, we'd missed the fact that we'd crossed the red line, and that means we're in a restricted area and shouldn't have been there. So we were escorted, we explained who we were, why we were there, and we were escorted back to the Nimrod, or the area where the Nimrod had been, because it was away doing this display. So there you go. Be careful which lines you cross if you don't want a gun. The irony of it was that this super secret thing that they were keeping us away from with their red line and armed guards was Harriers, or as they called the AV-8B. We had recently sold our fleet lock, stock and barrel to them. There you go. This week's shout out. This week's shout out is to a great channel, Escaping the Matrix for Good. It's not a caravanning or motorhoming channel. They are a family who are escaping the Matrix. They are trying to go as self-sufficient as is possible. And the channel covers comedy and their journey to self-sufficiency. They keep goats, turkeys, quail, chickens, ducks, and they grow all sorts of vegetables. They have solar panels on the roof. They have their own well worth a look. And Gary, the main character of the channel, can be very, very funny. Well worth popping over and having a look. So thanks for watching this week's Waffle, and remember those phone numbers. If you know somebody who may need them, pass them on. And remember to join us. Yesterday's video was from our Fiddick Park trip. Friday's video will be the Donda video from that. And join us next week for more photos, videos and waffles from Desmond's Donda. Bye for now.